Welcome back to Driving with Wander and Wonder. I was just thinking, as a result of some plumbing failures in my apartment, how everything is a metaphor for everything else, and leaky pipes came to mind. Now, I was thinking about this in reference to my concept of compartments of life, compartmentalizations, if you will, of life. So the different pillars, the different aspects of your life, foundations, of this structure, and how if one of them has, sprung a leak, so to say, then you may find leakage into other areas of life. That's to say, you got a second story bathroom, and you got a little bit of a leak maybe now in your kitchen. So these two aspects of life, worlds are colliding, and I think that one good way to measure what the substance of a leak is to think about units of stress. And I believe that each compartment, depending on the individual, has varying degrees of resistance to stress. And once it reaches a certain sort of maximum boiling point, you could say, the pipes burst, and this stress, this fluid, starts to spill all over other parts of your life. So let's say that a creative project of yours hits a fork in the road, or hits a pretty let's just say you have some problems with it. Maybe a member quits, and oh shit, like now I'm feeling less fulfilled. Like this is my creative area of my life. So you start to think about how extra mundane all of the other parts of my life are. Like, without a proper creative outlet, the other areas of your life, you'll begin to see through the lens of a creative. Without a proper sexual outlet, like, you could find yourself looking at sex a lot more in other aspects of your life that don't have much to do with sex. Like, there's a time and a place for everything, and if an aspect of you doesn't have an outlet, and you consider it like an innate aspect of you, I don't want to say, oh, it's good or bad, but you could even say, like, oh, I'm trying to integrate shadow self, like these elements of myself that I'm not, maybe don't fit super well into the status quo, the way that things are. You're trying to find an outlet for it somewhere in life. So if you're like a naturally violent person, if you're maybe you need to work out, maybe you need to go into combat sports, and if you don't do that, you might just find, like, this is another thing, like, that physical exertion, physical satisfaction, the feeling of satisfaction that comes over asserting the will over something as simple as moving an object or moving the body. If you don't have that outlet, you'll find yourself wanting to be physical in other aspects of life, and you'll find yourself having not done a pressure relief on that stress. That stress is really the unit which is overtaking other aspects of your life. It finds an outlet in physical release. It finds an outlet in creative release. It finds an outlet in financial satisfaction. It finds an outlet in sex. And trying to find every single compartment of life is an impossible task. It's a fool's errand. We try anyways. We try to create a type of system for ourselves, and all we have to do is remember that the map is not the territory, that these concepts that we try to fit life into, this framework that we're trying to fit, it's not actually life. It's a way of trying to understand life, and if there's utility to the system or to our framework idea, then life will get better. If there's no utility to it, then there's no point in continuing with the system. If you find your life gets worse when you adapt a certain metaphysical system, there's really no point in keeping it around. So check your pipes, make sure everything's nice and tight, nice and sealed, and ultimately you're living one life, so have everything make sense. Have it all be you. and find an outlet for every single aspect of yourself. That's it for today. Drive-in with Wander and Wonder.